Hello everyone, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and welcome back to the channel. And it's that time of month again. I've had another pack of another bag with 4 packs in, sent to me by Hachette, so thank you very much, Hachette. So we're starting here with pack 27. Now, I don't open these until I'm live on camera, so I never know how much content there is in here. So sometimes it will be 1 pack, sometimes it'll be 2 packs, sometimes 3 packs in one video. So here we've got the magazine, that's which we'll have a look at now, a little cardboard box of parts. So what have we got in here? We have, once again, we have the image of the prototype model. Again, it has no dihedral. I keep talking about that. I guarantee the actual production model will have dihedral. So it looks like we've got quite a lot going on in this one. We've got motors are fitted to the starboard undercarriage, so this is going to be quite a busy little build, I think. So we're going straight into the build here. So we're going to be using parts from the previous magazine. So here we are, we're looking at ED611 Uncle Joe, entering Royal Air Force service in April 43. Uncle Joe flew more than 100 bombing missions and managed to survive World War II. So very much like WSJ. So entered in April 43 as well. So there we go. So there she is with all the stars on her and everything. 100 up tonight. There we go. And we have here Uncle Joe in the service of 463 Squadron. The crew are from left to right: Bill Ardworth, Jim and Vic Trimble, Jack Lawrence, Ron Nixon, Arthur Harriet and Roy McNaughton. There we go, all in the snow. So there we go. So we've got categories here for damage categories. And then Battle for Crete. I've been to Crete. I've seen a lot of this history there, and very, very interesting when you speak to the local people. They all seem to hold this as a they remember it a lot. That's all I'm saying. They remember it very well, even though some of them weren't even born. They remember their parents telling them all about it and everything. So yeah, very it was a hard fought victory. And then here we've got coming in issue 28. Looks like we've got some undercarriage doors and some it looks like we're building the undercarriage bays here. So let's get back to the beginning of here. So we'll get our box of parts open as we normally do. Cut the tape. And we will have, there we go, we've got a plastic bag full of parts. So we've got a plastic bag here. If anybody ever wants any resealable bags, I've got 5 million of these things now. And we've got what have we got here? We've got FP, we've got DP, and we've got BP screws. So they're all plastic screws, so there's going to be no drilling and tapping going on here. And we've got a little electric motor here, which is severely geared. I can feel that. You can't even turn it, so it's geared right down, so it goes very, very slowly. So what are we going to do here? So we've got our main firewall. We've got this nub in here, we've got this piece here, we've got this piece here, that piece there, the motor, and our... Okay, so we've got all our parts. So the first thing I'll do is get our undercarriage from our last part of the build. So we have the magazine here, as you can see. I'll move all this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So if we look over here, we've got step 1, and we've got to take this undercarriage, we've got to make sure we got it the right way round. So that's going to go like that. Okay, so that's sitting like that. All right. Now then, you'll see on here there's a gear. I left that gear off, if you remember, in the last part because it just kept falling off. So we've got the gear in here. We should pick that gear up. There we go. So that gear is going to go onto this side like that. There's a couple of flats on there, it fits on nicely. Whoops. See what I mean? It just keeps falling off. There's nothing to hold it on. Then we're going to take this part here, and you can see we've got on here there are some raised lugs. They're going to be sitting upwards, and those bits there are going to be over to the other side. So that's going to basically go underneath there like that. Okay, and then we are going to take the next part here, which is 27D, and that's going to go like this, and we've got this opening on this side. That's going to be over to that side, and you can see we've got like a T shape in there so that it can fit over the gear, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to swivel that over I'll swivel that over. Oh, I need to put this down now, which is going to be awkward because it just wants to fall apart. Make sure you've got your FP screws ready before you start doing any assembly, basically. So we need our FP screws. Put those tweezers out of the way. I'm going to get a screw ready onto the end of the screwdriver, like so, and get that into there, like that. And those lugs will line up. Okay, and then we can get a screw in. So just put a screw in a couple of turns. Just like so. Don't tighten everything up until you've got all of the screws in place. Okay, and then once they're in, you can start to tighten them down. Remember, this is plastic into plastic, guys. Oh, sorry, metal into plastic, so don't go graunching them up. They just need to be down. If you do strip a thread, put some super glue in the hole and that'll help you out. Okay, so that's that on there like that. Okay, so there we go, that's like that. Then we're going to fit the motor. So the motor here is just going to slot in there like that. You've got those two tangs on the side. So that's going in like that. And then what we've got to do is bring this up, and we've got 4 pegs on there, and the holes in here will line up. And that's just going to go in like so. Hang on. It doesn't want to go. Something's not lining up properly. Something's a bit tight. You can hear that creaking in. That pin is not wanting to go into that hole. There we go. Grab your tweezers. Just give it a squeeze and it'll pull together. Or you could always grab the pliers that they gave you in one of the previous parts and just give it a squeeze. Something doesn't feel right here. Let me have a look a minute. Okay, so what I've done here, these 4 pins, I've measured them, and they're slightly bigger than the holes. Only a couple of thou, but it's enough to make them not want to go together. So what I've done, I've got these are like 1.56, 1.58, so I've got a 1.6mm drill and drilled out the holes where they go. And now, as you can see, it just slots together easily. The other thing I would recommend is once you fit the motor, you can't turn this part anymore. I would recommend when you build the model, don't fit it like that. Fit it like that, okay, so that when you actually put it together, the undercarriage is in its drop position and then you've got room to get in, okay, and then it's not all tightened up, all tight for you to get in there. So what they're saying now, this shows the wheel bay 20 in position on part 20, holding the motor in place. Fix the wheel bay in place with 4 DP screws. So we've got our DP screws here. Okay, again, these are going into plastic, so don't go graunching them up. There will be a spare one. Oh, please just come out of the bloody bag. Gravity and all that, you know. Right, so we've got 4 of those there. So we're going to take one here on the screwdriver, and from the inside of the undercarriage bay, we will put these in. Again, these are very small, they've got fairly fine-ish self-tapping thread on them, so don't go graunching them up. Just put them in a couple of turns to start with. Okay, so now we can tighten them down, just basically screw them in until they stop. You don't have to go graunching everything together. Notice I'm doing it diagonally, so doesn't unduly stress anything on one side. Quick little check, just make sure they're all down. Yes, they're all down. Okay, so that's our undercarriage there in place. Okay, take the motor 01A. Sorry. Take the motor 010 and fit the cog on the motor into the sheath. Motor 010. You will also need the motor 010 supplied with issue 1 and the cog sheath 21M is supplied with issue 21. I thought the motor in 010 was for the prop. Okay, let's go back and have a look. Okay, I was correct in my thinking. This is for the prop. So we've got the sheath here that was in issue 21. That's going to pop onto that gear on the front of that motor. Okay, just like that. And then we've got run the cable from the motor through the motor housing and then fit the housing over the motor. So we've got this one here. It looks like it's symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which way around it goes. So that's going to go into the back of that motor like that. And then that is going to go into there. Now remember, for those of you that are accuracy minded, the props spin the wrong way. So what we may have to do at some point is cut these cables and resolder them the other way round. Don't do it yet, because maybe Hachette will have caught onto that and they will change their software to make the prop spin the other way. So beware of that. So don't go doing it yet. We can always do it at a later date. Right, so now we need some B.III screws. So we'll get these out. Quite a lot of those. There's going to be one spare, so I can go back in the bag, keep them in the bag, and then you know what they are. So this is going to go onto this bulkhead like so, just like that. That's a nice snug fit on there. And then we're going to take our B.III screws. These are bigger, heftier screws. I would like to have seen screws more like this holding that undercarriage in, because I'm not sure how rigid that's all going to be. So just pull that down like that. Pull that down like that, and that's our motor fitted. So now fit the frame part 27C against the panel 27A. So we've got this one here. Note that the assembly has been rotated in this view. Fix part 27C in place with 3 B.III screws. So that's that way up, and that's going to go on. I'm just looking here. That wire does actually come out. It doesn't. You kind of want to put the wires through this hole here, but they don't. They actually go up like that. You can see in the drawing. In fact, they've got the red wire at the bottom. I've got the red wire at the top, not that it makes any difference whatsoever. So that's just going to go onto there like that, and those wires are going to come up through that hole, and then we're going to fix that bracket into place with 3 of the B.III screws. It's quite a busy little pack, this one, isn't it? So there we go. Right, so that's gone together nicely. And now we're going to check how the assembly from the previous step fits against the wheel bay assembly from step 8. Fix in place with 2 B.III screws. The inset below shows the parts in place with the screws circled. So we have that there like that. So that is our bulkhead, and that's where our engine's going to sit. So that's going in there like that. One screw in there, oops, it fell over, and one screw in there. And there we go. So we've got our motor there for our prop, and we've got a motor there for our gear. And I know what you're thinking. Motors have been fitted to the starboard undercarriage assembly, and now you want to see it work, don't you? So we've got a little test rig here. So that one, will go in there. Don't know if you can hear that. That's our little prop motor spinning. And then this here, what am I doing? I've changed the plug, not the socket noise. Let's put it this way round. In fact, we'll put it upside down. In fact, we'll do it sideways so that you can see it better, guys. So I'm just going to quickly see if I can make this work. It seems like we've got a different plug here that won't work in this socket. It's kind of looking like... No, I can't get it out. Okay, that's a bit strange. Maybe that motor is faulty. I don't know. But I would have thought it would have done something. Don't know if I can get those contacts the other way. No. I was hoping that was going to do something, but clearly not. Right, so that's our step 27 done. As you can see there, there's our completed work, or pack 27. So there we are, guys. These little bits here, they're going to go on the undercarriage doors, so they're going to make the undercarriage doors retract. So no doubt, at some point, they're going to give us a little tester to test this out. So we shall see. All right, so thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon for pack 28. Bye for now.